Good morning to chess players all over the world. My name is Master of Ponda. What's up, guys? William here, aka Sparkle Horse from lichess. I live in Budapest, Hungary. I still hold the title of International Master in the World Chess Federation. That very non-corrupt organization known as FIDE. What's up? So right around the corner is coming the World Championship Candidates Tournament. I just hope that 8-player double round robin. I just hope that it doesn't get messed up by the coronavirus or whatever. This is the only good tournament all year long, in my opinion. Really top class chess. It's going to be exciting to watch. All these guys fight for a chance to play the world champion Magnus Carlsen tournament. It's the end of March. Astrobate, do you know when is the candidates tournament? Somewhere around the end of March. The Ides of March. No, the Ides of March. What's up, Zell Poker? The Ides of March, according to Shakespeare. That's the middle of March, right? Does anybody know Shakespeare? Macbeth. Anyway, this is getting kind of heavy, so let's focus on chess. All right, we're gonna get a victim from the warm-up pool. Let's see. Create a game. I had another bad night last night. I drank coffee at 6:30. I shouldn't have had the coffee so late. God damn it! I couldn't sleep until 3 o'clock in the morning. The rain started at 11 o'clock. Like I said on the stream yesterday. It was ridiculous. Alright, I'm just here to complain, and you guys are here to keep me company. But let me get a game to get warmed up here. Lobby. When does the candidates tournament start? March 28th, I want to say. Does that sound right? Chess 960. Oh, that'll make my brain go into overdrive. Dude, let's play this Chess 960. Alright, 5+3 through 7+3 challenges. We're going to be taking subscriber challenges, playing weird openings today. This is a weird opening. It's Chess 960. Automatically weird by definition. Double bishops. It's the Sicilian. Actually, this is really close to a normal starting position. Way too close to normal chess. Quite interesting, actually. So if knight f6, e5, knight g4, I'm hanging out to dry, it looks like. Bit of a problem there. He's taking the center, classically. Not too happy about this. There goes the center. So much for playing the Sicilian. He's got this kind of Budapest set up already with his bishops. I don't live in Poland, sorry. Close. Well, not really close. At least you're in the right continent. Maybe you're confusing me with someone else. But I do live in Eastern Europe, well, Central Europe. Is Poland considered Central Europe? Yeah. Where's my time? Knight f6. Yeah, I guess we'll just to play a c3 Sicilian. Let him play e5. That gives him a huge space advantage. Good blockader on f8. Who is this guy? Macedonia. Oh, sorry. North Macedonia. Fyrom, formerly the former Fyrom. The guy's awful good. Check him out. Is this provisional? Jeez, he's using no time. I don't like my position already. I think I'm just done. Not a good game for black. Astrobate, this isn't good. This looks like I'm going to get demolished by whoever this is. Very, very bad situation. Good God. Good God, man. I should have exchanged on d4, I guess. I'm so used to a knight coming to c3. 6 move, good game. Yeah, I mean, I didn't think like the chess knight 60 would be unrated, dude. I mean, seriously. He's disconnecting and coming back, too. Alright, let's just... I didn't think anybody challenging chess knight 60 seriously would be a provisional. Like, very specifically do people like this. But maybe he's not that good. What did he just do? Bishop f4. He's just extremely fast. Maybe he's not really that good. I still don't like my position. There's no getting around the fact that I'm just clearly worse here. Serious problems for black. It's just like the worst Roy Lopez ever. I just wanted to play a warm-up game. I thought it would be fun. Instead, I get this, like... dangerous opponent. This doesn't look good. I know this looks crazy. This is crazy. I should just castle. No, then I can't play g6 later. Man, he did d5. It's still not a bad move. Alright, I mean, I don't know what the guy's rating's about, but it's like 5 games, 18 games. He's clearly strong. Instantly makes his moves. You make fun of my bishop on b8. Huh. Ironically, it's not a problem. It's the other one that's the probably bigger problem. Oddly enough. Yeah, this game is over. If it wasn't over already, it's over now. Most likely. He's consistently making like the second best move. Not quite the best move. Still has a massive advantage. The space advantage here is just sick with the time. But is the guy like a grandmaster or what? But again, not perfect moves. Time use is incredible. Must be a bullet player. Good old bullet chess. So good for your game. I'm like clearly better now. Undeservedly. There's my bishop on b8. How do you like me now? No, I'm just kidding about bullet chess. It's obviously bad for your game. He could have played knight h4 there with very strong sacrificial possibilities, but all this player does is play for time. I mean, it's sort of a stupid time control. Why do you play with increment if you just want to play for time? Denies logic. Defies logic. You should just be playing like sudden death and flagging people. That's your goal. Defying of logic. I don't see how he saves this. Now you have like a full minute to think about how bad your position is. Oh, shit. Oh, he defended the position. I'm an idiot. Wow. I screwed it up. His time play is almost unreal. It's probably a draw now. Or very good chances to draw. Extremely drawish. Even though I'm better, there's no way to break through. That's super dubious. Super fast, man. No way I can get in. He knew how to lock the position really well there. Oh, he just hung h3 and I missed it. Oh my god. I had a win with bishop takes h3. I didn't think he would drop that pawn. Wow. No, there's no way to win. He's got it all mapped out now. Very, very sure. Congratulations, dude. Interesting style. Go play some bullet chess. Dude, what are you doing? Time spent playing 26 days, 16 hours, and 46 minutes. What? 5,000 games. They're all unrated. All he does is play 3-2 chess on 960. Holy crap, look at that. Thousands of 3-2 chess 960 casual. That's all he does. That's crazy, Holmes. It's not Magnus, but it's very unusual. I mean, to see someone playing 5,000 casual games of 3+2 chess 960. He's also playing, I think, too fast for the time control with that increment. He hung his h3 pawn with like 20 seconds and I didn't take it. All right, unusual openings today. I'm going to play Learning Chess. I don't know. It's like masturbation. I think that he's not going to improve. It's just wasting time is what he's doing. I mean, he needs to take more time and think about his moves. He's not going to improve playing like that. Blobix, thank you for the donation. 1,000 bits from the Blob. He's playing good. I don't know. I mean, he's playing good, dude. He had like a winning position and he just threw it away. Like, I don't know if that's good. I mean, he could play good. You know, it's evident that whoever that guy is, like, could play good, but he chooses not to play good because he's playing for time instead. What is this? Wow. Knight F5. 1,000 bitcoins. Yes. 1,000 bitcoins. Happens every day. So knight e4, now knight g7. But I've got massive development. 1,000 bitcoins is how much? 1 bitcoin running what? I don't even know anymore. Learning chess, you had knight takes g7 check. Bits. They're like pennies. Basically pennies. 1,000 pennies. e6. Still very generous from the Blobix, taking the lead this week in donations ahead of the gym and Oms and WJ Loof. It's early in the week, just Tuesday. Sorry you couldn't play yesterday, Blubix. We had a rapid tournament. Some interesting games. I enjoyed the rapid tournaments. A little bit more time to think. I've got a rapid tournament over the board this weekend on Saturday. I haven't played in ages. Maybe I could get one of my FIDE ratings over 2400 at least, so I can feel a little bit more like a real player. One good tournament. I think it's like 9 rounds too. One good tournament in one day, we can gain a chunk of rating points. And I think my FIDE rating for rapid is like 2360. How did my rating get to 2329? Well, it varied gradually. I was like 2380 like 2 years ago. And over the course of, a year and a half ago, over the course of like a year and a half, too many draws with little kids. First it was like 2365, then it was like 2360, then it was like 2355, then it was like 2345. I just continually like draw with low rated players. But the latest loss was 6 points because I refused a repetition. I told you in the team championship like 2 weeks ago, I had a threefold I had to take against the 2100. And I didn't want to draw against the freaking guy. He's annoying. He's one of the most irritating players I ever played. I went completely nuts and just threw away like 10 rating points. That was the dumbest thing I've done in a long time. So I still managed to lose rating points, even though I haven't been playing that badly. I still managed to lose 6 rating points. I went from 2335 to 2329. I don't play any, enough good players. I need to be playing like stronger players and making draws against higher rated players. The last tournaments I played in were really bad. Need to play in better tournaments and stronger players in the team championships. It's not really because of the team championship. I lost 2 games in the fall when I came back in December. Not the fall, but I lost 2 games to Lichess and Robert Torma. That was like 10 rating points there. So it's just been a downward spiral for the last like year and a half, 2 years. I've steadily lost 50 rating points. I'm absurdly underrated now. I mean, there are people who are higher rated than me that would, tell you that they're afraid of me. There are like FIDE masters who are clearly worse than me, who are higher rated. Why the team championship is FIDE rated? Everything's FIDE rated, Jim. We don't have like a national rating system here. The only rating system is FIDE. I don't know if you have like a rating system in Greece other than FIDE. There is no other rating system. It's not like the United States where they have like a separate rating system. Like years ago there was a Hungarian ratings, but I mean that was probably like over 20 years ago. They did away with it. But the US Chess Federation is kind enough to like take away my USCF rating points even faster than FIDE can take them away, which is totally bogus. I should take them to court. You can't do that, but I'm tired of complaining. I'll try to be more positive. Learning chess is just down a pawn. I didn't really play weird opening. It was a Sicilian. So far we have not adhered to our weird opening stream theme. Chess 960 and a normal Sicilian. We'll start this game. So, yeah, my rating is ridiculous. I mean, I did go down to 2330 once. Back quite a ways when I was playing more actively. That's about the lowest I would go. the lowest I can go. I mean, if I can't get lower than that without just trying to lose points, basically. Even when I'm 70, I'll still be like 2,300. Maybe in like 25 years, I'll probably only lose about like 30 more points or something. I literally don't think I could go under 2,300 without doing it on purpose. Do I still study for chess? Well, yeah, I mean, to some degree, of course. I just played in the tournament. I was preparing for my opponents, studying openings. I just dropped a pawn here. Wow, double attack. I was thinking of doing e4, but then knight f4 is even more problematic for me. But I mean, I'm not sure what you mean exactly by studying for chess. I mean, I only do chess now, so I feel like just streaming and playing here is almost a form of study. But not really in an organized way. I'm too busy teaching people to study. I mean, if I didn't have to make a living by teaching people, I would probably study myself more. What are you talking about? All right, d4. Do I have a good move? I think I'm kind of screwed here. e4, knight f4, queen g4. What is going on with this position? Learning chess just smoked me. I can't defend both pawns. That's ridiculous. Man. I feel like I need to save the central pawn. I just lose b7. Christ, learning chess 1200. I didn't even mess around with weird openings or anything. This is even one of my better openings. I'm like, this not even better anymore. More space. I mean, the only aspect of chess that I really study Excel poker is opening theory. I mean, you know, I constantly create like material for you know, audio lessons, and I mean, just doing my work, you know, is kind of like what would be study for most people. So, but I don't think that you know, it's enough to help me improve, say, you know, to grandmaster level or something. You would really need like very concentrated study for something like that. For me, I think playing a lot would be more important. I have a lot of knowledge, but I don't, you know, have a lot of practice. I don't play enough. a3, very good move. Christ. going to liquidate everything now. Do I have this? The revenge of the double attack. It's like when he stuck me with queen b3. Now we got the revenge, double attack. Same theme. Yeah, good idea. G4. Maybe I should have played something more solid there. I think F5 was a little bit over the top. I guess I can just take. If you play G4. As I said before on the stream, I probably played my best when I was playing the most I ever played. Even if it was playing lower rated players, like in club games, half the time, I think the routine is really good for my game. And I think your brain works certain ways, gets used to it. I just play sporadically. Almost like for a year I didn't play at all. Actually, more than a year I almost didn't play at all. I've had a lot of years like that in the last 10 years where I only played like a handful of games, no tournaments, maybe like 10. Many years of the last 10 years I've only played like 10, let's say, games a year or something. But learning chess did a good job. When you played queen b3, I thought you had equalized. It's very interesting here. You win a pawn back by force. I played the best move, and I played the best move. But the interesting thing about this position now, I spent all my time down to like 20 seconds, 40 seconds here. The evaluation is a shocker, you know. If you look at this position, 6 pawns against 6 pawns. Stockfish is calling it +2 for black. I thought it was like half a pawn maximum for black. But if you think about it, like I guess this is such a huge weakness on e3. My king is safer than his king. It's pretty shocking. It's pretty shocking like how big black's advantage remains in that position, admittedly. So, I'm supposed to play weird openings today. That was the theme. We're taking subscribers, Pi Day, Excel Poker, I am Ribardi, Rad the Brown. I don't think you're a subscriber, but if you happen to be, let me know. Actually, Learning Chess wasn't a subscriber. Snuck in there. Learning Chess, you snuck in there. Alright. I thought you were a subscriber. My bad. It's fine. Don't regret. Let's try to be positive. Weird openings. Dutch. I don't think the Dutch is as good against knight f3 as it is against d4. It's not even really a Dutch. I mean, if white hasn't played d4, you can't really call it a Dutch. I played d3 there. Now I think what should happen is that it should transpose to some kind of e4, e5. It has to. I mean, there's no other way for me to play this position. d6 and e5. d6, e4, e5, pawn takes f5. The other option is knight c6, e4. We could play it like a Schliemann. Knight c6, e4, e5, pawn takes f5. If we sack the pawn there, I don't feel like sacking a pawn. e6, bishop e4. Ugh. e6, e4, bishop e4. That's kind of creepy, Redriver. I don't quite trust it. This isn't great either. I mean, my bishop's blocked in, but I'd rather do this than like sack a pawn on f5. Black should be okay here. I mean, his bishop is blocked in as well. The Dutch. Pseudo-Dutch. Accelerated Dutch. It is. It's essentially a reverse King's Gambit, right? A reverse King's Gambit declined. It's like e4, e5, f4, d6. Though, I guess in most cases you wouldn't block in your bishop. You would try to get it out to c4. Being a tempo down, though, I mean, if we play that exact position, like e4, e5, I don't know, d3, f5, say knight c3, I would play maybe bishop c5. Speaking of castling, yesterday we had a conversation about castling, and I was talking about how committal it is. The Latvian declined. That's horrible for white, isn't it? Exactly, Uber driver. It is a Latvian decline. That's a better definition. e4, e5, knight f3, f5, d3. That's what this is. e4, e5, knight f3, f5, d3, d6. Latvian declined. Extremely passive for white. An interesting move. Does it drop a pawn? Knight e4, bishop e7. There's some weird tactics like bishop h5 check. Should I play knight e4? Pawn e4, bishop g5, knight f5. No, that's not so clear. Knight e4, pawn e4, bishop g5, knight f5. There's pawn e4, pawn e4, pawn e4, knight e4. Sounds like I'm speaking some kind of like child language. Pawn e4. Knight h4 is a good move. This just might equalize. This is a really strong player. I don't know, he's 2205 in Blitz. Knight e4, pawn e4, bishop g5, knight f5. Man, this opens up his position. Tremendous move, really. This doesn't seem right. I'm just responding to what he did. White's fine after this, but I don't know what to do. I don't know. We'll look after the game, but I don't see how black... What am I supposed to play, like f4? The computer will probably come back with like f4. Closing the center. It looks like every move I can play opens his pieces up. You know, if you play fe, you open your f file, but you're also like improving his queen, improving his bishop from e2, give him all sorts of white squares. This is lame, but I figure it maintains the balance. He could even try some kind of f4. It just doesn't seem right, you know. He moves a knight to the side of the board. I spend the tempo, you know, just like trading his knight on the side of the board off. It doesn't seem correct, you know. How can that be right? His misplaced piece on the side of the board is actually doing a lot of stuff, though. So as I said earlier, important to think about. From the beginning, I expected him to castle queenside. That's why I was actually delaying castling myself for a few moves. Black's very solid here. However, white could open the game with d4 at some point. Again, it's like really hard to decide what to do with black. There doesn't seem to be a good move. I can play d5. That would require me to really drastically change my plans. And my e5 pawn becomes something of a target. He might get pressure on e5 and then chances for a wing attack. It's much lower risk not to play d5. Alright. Objectively, this is probably the best. We've got to be careful. Exactly the move I thought, like, instantaneously played. Rook d e1. h6, does that help me? Another thing that you've got to do is try to be practical regarding the time situation. Now, king h8 is too paranoid. I expected h4 as well. But positionally, he's backward on the f-file if he tries anything with his g-pawn. g4, bishop h7, his bishop is hanging on f3, and then we get a kind of grip on the dark square f4. I don't know. It seems like black is potentially better. He has dramatic moves like trying to sack a piece, but I mean, objectively, that seems kind of far out. Bishop h5, can he do that? Wow. Is f4 a problem? Interesting. Yeah, it looks like a real problem. He can just trade off the backward pawn now with f4. And maybe he's almost equal. But I'm running out of time. You can just almost predict his moves. Strange player. Difficult to get a handle on him. Bishop h5 is a weird move to figure out. I mean, I would never ever consider playing that move. To put a bishop in a vulnerable position like that would require a lot of calculation on my part. It just looks reckless and dangerous. Yeah, but I mean, look what you're doing. If you play g4, then your bishop has no squares to move to. Very calculation-based game. Can't even find a normal move. Strange. Can I trap his rook? Suffering from indigestion. That does not help. Trapped his rook on h5. You see what happens when you put the bishop on h5? That was a weird game. So I wanted to stop the game at one point and look at it afterwards. What was that position? Here when I played d5. the last game, actually, as well. Was it this game? Oh, no, this game. Right after knight c6, here, knight h4. I predicted the computer might recommend f4, but I'm doubting it. It thought about f4 pretty seriously there. It wants to go into variation A, which I thought was just bad. Yeah, the piece sack on d5 is just unclear, probably better for black. So this is something that I didn't see. I mean, I thought it would go like this, and white would be fine. And I still think it's okay. Blobix has a Sveshnikov flavor to it. I don't think this is that bad for white. I don't know. That was a tough decision. I thought the computer was going to tell me like f4 was the best move. Knight g8 didn't occur to me. With black, you know, I was afraid of bishop h5 check type of stuff. Objectively not sound. No, I mean, when you're talking about the end where he could have sacked a piece with knight takes d5, if we go back, the end. I'm like in the middle there. He could have sacked a piece with bishop e7 and knight takes d5. I thought this is like suicidal for white because of the b5. I mean, you can't take the pawn on b7, you know? I mean, that would just be... This is not possible for white. Bishop h5 is the best move. I'm not surprised, you know? I thought you could play g4. But maybe I missed bishop e6 or something simple. I didn't realize how strong bishop e6 was. I kept thinking I had to put my bishop on h7. Black is better here. So bishop h5 is an annoying move. And now I did what? This. Allowing f4 allows you to equalize. Yeah, I should play knight there. And then you go back to d1. And now my pieces are misplaced, kind of along the f-file here. And also my e5 pawn is sensitive. Interesting game. Okay, Excel Poker, Imre, and Save Dog, all subscribers. No. I mean, I'm better in that position after bishop e6, Jim. Yeah, he should definitely not do that. What can we do? Continue our birds theme. Yeah, b4 is a good suggestion. Let's play a Polish. But not now, maybe. g6 extremely good move against a3. Almost never is a3 going to be relevant. I've got to try and find some sort of position where a3 is relevant. Yeah, that's the hardest one to deal with. If you play like e5, no, fine. I mean, I'm not going to play c4 and go into an English. Then a3 looks really dumb. Maybe Excel Poker just plays this setup against everything. I don't know. A lot of people just do like the Botvinnik formation no matter what. Whatever. But I think this makes a3 look pretty stupid. Of course, like Morphe didn't do that. Is the A3 English that bad? HTFP. What is the A3 English? It wouldn't be that bad if Black would play a classical setup, you know, like E5 and Knight C6 or something. It's particularly bad against like G6, Bishop G7. I think. If, you know, if I want to play for B4, I'll play Rook B1, not A3. Here, however, we can probably navigate into some kind of King's Indian where A3 is a semi-useful move. That's the best I can hope for. How should he have played instead, you might ask? It's a good question. I don't know. Not enough time to answer the meaning of life here. We've got to decide whether to play Knight BD2 or Knight C3. It's basically a reverse Pano King's Indian with A3. That's fine. I made the move like relevant, or he helped me make the move relevant. In this setup, it's fairly useful. But if you play like A3, C4, A3, E5, you know, C4, that's fine, HTFP. Probably not that bad. No, so an English, proper English per se, you know, like a classical reverse Sicilian type position, I think the A3 will be at least useful enough to be equal. Now he played E5, so this is slightly unusual. Not really, though. Pano King's Indian reversed. What I guess what's weird about the position is the move order. Normally, I guess play a castle first before E5. So, what would Victor Bologan do? I like to try to be flexible. B4 feels kind of early. There's what other moves? E4 obviously is a very normal move. I guess it makes sense. He's a move behind where he would be with white, like in a mainline fianchetto King's Indian. Like he'd already have maybe H3 or something. Though still, probably E4 is a mistake. No. You see, H3 makes a big difference. If he has that one extra move, H6, I mean. Now D4, Knight D5, Bishop E6 can't be met by Bishop G5. That's probably my best line. D4, Knight D5, Bishop E6, Bishop G5, Bishop D5, Pawn D5, Queen D5. And something like sacking a pawn for the white squares. Not sure if it's really sound, but there'll be compensation. Which way to take here? It's always more aggressive to take with the pawn and not trade pieces. I don't think so with the Queen E1. You know, you don't see that very often. You don't see that very often in the Pano Uber driver. Like in other variations, playing queen e8 or something. How good is this for me? He played very safely, exchanging pawns. The danger is that you lose this square. But I also have problems with d4. With the knight on c3, I don't have c3 to kick him out of d4 square. Welcome to the stream, guys. Thanks for the support from... We had a 1,000-bit donation. Let me refresh. You guys can't see this anyway. I always act like you can see my other window. Only I can see my Twitch window. But we had a 1,000-bit donation. Very generous from Blubix. Jim with 500. Alms 222. Reverse King's Indian. Now, I was playing the Nimzo the other day and made a quick draw with an FM in the Hungarian Team Championship. I mean, if I had my druthers, I would play the King's Indian for a win. That's what I, basically lived on for a very long time. But Queen A5 is an interesting move. But you can't play for a win every game, giving the opponent like a space advantage. I mean, it's just not healthy. I had to stop playing the King's Indian, exclusively for my own sanity. That's a lot of work. Give the opponent a space advantage every game and play for a win. I think there's no small wonder that the King's Indian sort of lost a lot of its popularity. Magnus, doesn't play it really. Okay, he plays everything. But that's a lot of work, That's why I started playing the Nimzo. Just not handicapping yourself so much. Rook d8 is an interesting move. I didn't think you would do that. I think we're going to have to say screw the pawn structure here. He was hoping to have time to play like queen c5, knight a5, lock down the c4 pawn. But I have to be a little more dynamic. There's no time to just do that. Position is equal. If anybody is better, it might be black. I don't have any target. Though his queen is strangely placed. Almost gets trapped there. Well, I mean, all the good players are tough against the King's Indian. Even Kasparov had stopped playing the King's Indian. He was reduced to playing like the Queen's Gambit accepted by the end of his career. I mean, what was that about? Kasparov playing the Queen's Gambit accepted? What is it with that? That was unbelievable. The last match with Kramnik, it was almost like he just wanted to lose on purpose. I mean, for some people it might be okay to play like the Queen's Gambit accepted fine, but not Kasparov, who thrived on dynamism his whole career. Didn't make sense. He was playing the Caro-Kann against Deep Blue. He did play the Caro-Kann in his youth, but Naka should go back to playing the King's Indian. What if I play Queen B7? Not helping me. How about Knight D4? I guess we just need to take the pawn. Then E4 is... E4 is a problem? No, you're kidding me. We have a serious problem then. I thought I was fine. Wow. Lucky if I can equalize. It's drawish. This is a good move. The problem was in this position, if I try something else like Queen E2, he's playing B5 and C4. Black played really well in this game. It's just a draw. I haven't changed the stream title. Dude, what are you talking about? I didn't change the stream title? Oh my god. I also didn't upload the video from yesterday to YouTube. Thanks, man. I was a little bit weirded out at the end of the stream yesterday. Something strange happened. Break my concentration. I normally have a ritual where I change the stream title and got distracted. Did I lose any rating points yesterday? That was funny. I got up to like 39 plus and then lost them back. No, I started like 2460. I went up to like 2397, 2497, and then I dropped back down. I lost to DK guy. He played a really good game. I mean, I was, like I said after the stream, I was actually never equalized with black and a Queen's Indian. It was like 5 seconds left and I was equal if I find the right move, but it's a draw. You could lose this position for either side though. F7 and F2 are respectively weak. This is a pretty good game. I suspect he was maybe slightly better before. It's kind of funny, like this position's never happened before. So here I screwed up. I played A4, which is a mistake. I was looking at queen e2 and b5. I thought black would be okay there. Apparently not, though. So a4 was the wrong idea. And black's okay after that. Here my structure is kind of messed up. Did a really good job going into this, actually. I didn't see rook c7. I mean, you can try this line like rook takes a7, f5. I guess you can play for a win here with black. It should be a draw anyway. Yeah, the pawn is dangerous, but I think that neither side should lose this position. I'm just curious, has this opening ever happened? I mean, it looks like it would be like a very standard sort of position. There's no games. Reverse, King's Indian, there's no games. It's kind of weird. Did I turn off maybe I just turned off the opening explorer. Nope. So where do we leave here? The last, that's crazy. All right. Shamkovich, Eugene Meyer, 1979. All right. But this much is normal. You played knight f6, I played knight c3, you played e5. So nobody played e5. That's messed up. I know what I could do. I can play bishop g5. If I'm a little more alert, your move order might be flawed here. Because look at all these games. Like 35, 36, 37 games, not a single player played e5 with black in this position. It has to be bishop g5 and immediately applying pressure on the white squares. Bishop g5, knight d2. Though I doubt it's that bad for black, you know. It's kind of funny that it's never been tried. The engine's actually talking about knight a4. So this, yeah, bishop f4 is weird. It's a little weird. I don't like it. This move is the flaw, I guess, with black's move order. But even so, it's not that big a deal. White can, like, equalize. I'm playing black. It's actually not that bad for black, e5. Not a single person played that. So Ibre, I need to change the stream title. Let me do that. Weird openings with black. Let's try something interesting. So, speaking of Magnus Carlsen, I am not hosting the Ponderino. We had it yesterday. I didn't play that well, but I managed to finish first. That's where you got 3 out of 12. No, I wanted to try this. The pseudo Aliekin. We had an analysis game with this last week or 2 weeks ago. So 95 is like a risky Aliekin. This is the move that they play. Try to induce g4, I guess. a5. Strong move. Where's Warnacki? We analyzed the game, I think it was last Thursday, where this happened. It's called, I don't know what it's called. Now what do you do? They don't try to do anything. I mean, this is my fallback square for the knight, so... Seems like black only has one move in this position. Literally. D6 is the only move. You know what it is? It's basically a Peertz idea. I mean, if you play the Peertz, the classical... Well, not classical Peertz, but the Austrian attack Peertz. I mean, there's a lot of variations where white plays e5 later in like the Austrian attack, and the knight goes to h5. You check the engine best move was before bishop f4. You check the engine best move before was bishop f4, but what position exactly, Jim, are you talking about? In the opening? I mean, that happens in the King's Indian. That happens in the King's Indian, you know, Pano variations. Occasionally people play like bishop f5. There's a variation with like knight c6 and bishop f5. But, you know, there's not a lot of pawn play in that kind of thing. Yeah, I guess it's okay. Maybe it is the best move objectively. Who knows? Bishop c4. Focusing on f7. So obviously now I could play d5. Tempting to play d5. d5, c5. But I can play bishop g7. I mean, that's probably a better move. Though we're going to need to think, if I do play bishop g7, there's no more going back. These ambulances in Budapest drive me crazy. They go on for like hours. One ambulance like driving by the street. You can hear it in both directions, like 5 miles. Especially when it's windy. It's like really windy outside. Obviously bishop g4 is not a good move here. Knight g5 is a potential threat, but I can always play d5. Alright, if you're just going to give me a tempo, whatever. We'll switch the structure to d5. It's still fine for white. White's still better, probably. So the game shifts to a completely different opening almost. Don't have any games for tomorrow. Actually, I need to send out the reminder. We'll send a reminder today that we have a subscriber stream tomorrow. I think the critical question would be taking on c5. He's playing a remarkably solid game here. How do I develop my king side without blocking out my knight's retreat square? Becomes a question. Don't really like having to do this. But we got to do something. Eventually he might think to take on c5. He probably should have tried it. Very controlled game by white. Space, but not overextending. So we have the subscriber stream tomorrow night, and I don't have any submissions whatsoever to answer your question. So Jim, please do submit a game. It'd be nice to get a game from Blabix, one of his conquests in the French Team Championship. One of his recent Napoleonic conquests. Padron Antoni, how's life in isolation? F6, breaking here. The minute he plays h3, my knight is about to get trapped. That's what I'm concerned about. You played one against Jigalko where I screwed up my time and played like a chicken. Maybe I should just voluntarily move my knight off of h5. Knight g7. Do we have time for that? That can't be right. Man. There's no time for f6 either. What the hell am I going to do here? I don't know what to do. I'm playing like Pavel Blatny or something. What are you supposed to do in that position? Bishop g4 is bad. Queen b6 is bad. f6 is bad. Bishop g7 is bad. So like every candidate move I can think of in the position was bad. Perfect move. Imre became a GM. He's playing like amazingly prophylactic chess here. He plays every move I would play. Knight f5 is screwed now because of g4. I guess I should have played bishop f5. It doesn't look right either. Plays every move I would have played, literally. I would have taken on c5, actually, on move 7, but still, like, c3 is very solid. The forethought to play h3 there, when most people would develop a piece, I mean, I think h3 is best move. Stopping bishop g4. Also, in the event of knight f5, now he can actually play g4. Maybe that's what I should do. Goad him into playing g4. You know, maybe my best move is actually h3, knight f5, g4, knight back to g7, and then I can play for h5. I didn't have the guts to do it, but I should probably. Just knight f5. Although even after knight f5, if he just plays knight c3, he's got a good game. He doesn't have to play g4. It looks really good for white. White is better. His score against me is bad, but I mean, this game is very mature. I don't know anything about. He has a Hungarian name. We don't know much about Imre. Knight e6, knight c7, rook b8, knight a8. Good plan. Well, now I can play f6 at least. Put some pressure on his center. By then, though, he'll have some kind of knight takes d5 sacrifice. Probably. Basically no counterplay for black. If I do play f6 and he takes on f6, do I take with the pawn or the bishop? This is slightly better for white. I mean, maybe more than slightly. Stockfish is probably like plus 1.5, threatening this. I might have to play knight c7. Castles, queen b3. I'm about to lose on time. He's 657 rating points lower than me. I'm about to lose on time and move 12. Pretty impressive. Okay, I overthought trying to find the best moves, but that's how difficult my position is. Very bad position for black. He should have played queen b3. There's nothing wrong with queen d2, actually. This way he can set up more traditional tactics. Rook c1 and cheapos. I wouldn't want to play a title player here with black. It's like a really bad accelerated dragon or Rossalimo. That was an interesting move. I mean, queen b3 would have forced me to play knight c7. There's no way to actively defend my pawn on d5 with some sort of trick like knight a5 you might have sometimes. Knight a5, queen d5, knight d5, rook d8. My e7 pawn is hanging with check. Anyway, it wouldn't work. In any circumstance, anyway. Yeah, this looks like he almost refuted the opening. Bishop c4. I guess retrospectively d5 is a bad move. But white's definitely better. Seems like you have to take on f6 here. I don't know why you would think too long. Maybe I could take with the rook. He's concerned about an exchange sack. There's no exchange sacks. It's a risky continuation by me. Now there's exchange sacks. We won on time, but not a convincing game. Final position equal. Knight c3, queen d8. Then knight c3, queen a5. He's still equal in the final position. What is this? Knight f3. Okay, d6 is the only move. You could play d5 if you want to. Bishop c4 is best move. Karyakin Nepomniachtchi, look at this. Karyakin Nepomniachtchi 1-0. Gelfand Swindler 1-0. Grishuk Rapport 1-0. Grishuk Rapport double. That's got to be the refutation. d5, it's already bad. And obviously he can play bishop e3. Gdansky. But this is also very good. Bishop e2. And check it out. So I thought forever on this move. What did I do? No, c5 I played quickly. He could just take it, I thought. Julian Hodgson. I don't like my game. That's a bad opening. Alright. We're not going to do that again. Save a Dog, King Chaser, and SSS. Martin Kessler. Who is not too sure at all? Jim, are you talking about Fortnite only? Is it not too sharp? I mean, I obviously want to ask this question. You're talking about Merle. Merle, yeah, I had enough Merle. But can you explain to me how this new account, no Fortnite please, or whatever it is, how Tushar went from being like 2,000 to like 2,300 since the last time he removed himself from the stream? Fortnite only or whatever. I mean, that's a little bit sketchy, right? He disappears for a year. Yeah, claiming it's Tushar. He comes back and he's like 2,300 consistently. I mean, it's very, very dubious. But maybe, he was like 2,000 before. I mean, I don't know. He was 2,000 when he was playing himself, and then when he had like assistants, he was like 22 plus before his self removal from the stream. I never reported him or anything, by the way. He reported himself. The Ponda tournament. I don't know. I don't really know. I mean, I haven't played the new account. And it's been so long since I played Tushar. But he was also using an engine sometimes. And I mean, how can you recognize someone's style? Too difficult. But some people might, like Mr. Coffee. Who else knew Tushar? Mr. Coffee might recognize. C3. Yeah, kind of good tactically. But he was definitely cheating before. Not always, but like sometimes. We should welcome him back with open arms. And what should I say? So, the tournament yesterday? Oh, you left in the middle, Martin Kessler. Well, I lost to DK Guy, but I still won the tournament. DK Guy is brutal. D4, knight f3, g3, bishop g2, and crush. Very... Man, that guy could, like, eliminate the coronavirus. His style is so clean. You saw a guy in the metro in an old gas mask. Yeah. Well, I was thinking, like, why do we have to have these like paper masks that are selling out? Why not just make your own mask? Scary, like Jason Friday the 13th mask or something. Alright, I'm just too slow. What are we doing here? Save a dog. The freaking C3. My B5 pawn. I hate you for targeting my B5 pawn. Let's do this. This is crazy, I know. It's a terrible move. At least we don't have to worry about the b5 pawn hanging anymore. This is real coffee house. I just don't like that liability of having to defend that pawn constantly. We'll just shove it to b4. Fix it and forget it with Fixident. Old commercial. You know, so he kind of lost the tempo there. C3, C4. It shouldn't be so bad for me. It's almost like a weird hippo. It's a nasty joke, Astrobate. We should definitely consider a timeout. I really didn't need that. Didn't need that imagery. But knight f6. This is not so bad for black. We end up with an Astrobate bishop on b7 though. And that bishop is not immune to farts. It's going to have to come back to c8 and resurface on that diagonal once white plays d5. Unfortunately, the only option. At some point he's going to play this, shutting it down. Maybe I can win on time. Yeah, my son has a dry cough. But since we have no cases of coronavirus in Hungary, I mean, seriously, it's like the middle of like regular flu season or whatever. Like, what are you thinking? Like, half the people in the city are sick. There's like no way to tell. People are supposed to be like coughing this time of year. But I guess like when is flu season, like normal flu season, ending? Should it have already ended? It's the 2nd, 3rd of March, 4th of March. Where's my knight going? I could go knight h6. It's a pretty crap location. I'm still in Hungary. Yeah, I'm not going anywhere. We've got a little pocket of resistance. Queen b8, Uber driver, yes. This is a great maneuver. Maybe necessary to protect our b4 pawn in the future. There's also the Judith Polgar King's Indian maneuver, Queen b8, Queen a7. I'll occasionally bust that out in the Sicilian too. She did that in a Petrosian King's Indian, I remember. Oof. e5. I'm concerned about c5. We'll do it ourselves. Do it yourself. Chess. Queen b8. A la Uber driver. e5, c5, pawn takes d4, pawn takes d6. All right, man. Let's make a decision. Resurfacing. Flat earth. I wish chess was like Pac-Man and you could just like go out the other side. That would be kind of a cool version, wouldn't it? We could do like a flat earth. No, if it was flat earth, you'd just fall off the board. The opposite of flat earth, round earth. Global chess. So my bishop could just go through the other side. The rook can just go through the other side. A3. That's my territory. How dare you? How dare you play on my side of the board, Save Dog? Are you sure that's a good idea to open up that can of worms over there? My massive wedge on the queen side with B4. I just asked I always ask Tony. You must get tired of answering questions about the pandemic. All right. What are we doing? We're going to lose on time again. It's very hard to measure the amount of deaths from coronavirus, though. I mean, nobody accurately knows how many people actually have it. How can you even get an accurate measurement? So now on the king's side, bishop c8, we talked about that. What am I doing? I can't play bishop c8. Why not? Bishop c8, bishop c2. It increases the elo strength. It's maybe my only chance. How long does it take people that get sick to get better? I never see anyone like talking about that, about actual recovery from it. Very little discussion. Man, knight e1. What am I going to do? And there was a lady in Japan who got reinfected. That's pretty disturbing. Who knows if that's even accurate? What am I doing here, man? This position is giving me a headache. I like the way Save Dog's playing really patiently, though, keeping the tension on the queen side. If he takes, he probably favors black. Now my knight's away from the c5 square, so he could take and do some kind of pawn avalanche with like c5, Bobby Fischer, Roy Lopez, pawn sack. It's improving his elo. Yeah, and Tony is going to be like a grandmaster if they keep him confined any longer. I was joking about that. Get this bishop out of here. I told you guys I would do it. The acerbate bishop. The check Benoni has been called. That is a radical solution. Going for f4. Why not? Iron Tigran. Pawn takes f4. Giving up the center. Dangerous policy. How about knight g4? Where do you go from there? f6, knight h6. Maybe I can win on time. He never loses on time. That's an awkward move. Rook f3. What a position. position only a mother could love. Iron Tigran. You found that. What am I doing? Why don't I take on h4? How about the tension on the queen side? How are we doing over there? I could just play h6. Maybe that would be safer. Uh-oh. The force field. This position is like disturbing. Why did I do that? That's pretty impressive play there at the end. I was going to sack the piece now. The problem is I was hallucinating. I hallucinated that it's not check, that he has rook h5 check. King f3. What should he play? King f2. e4. Rook e7. So if he plays like an engine, I don't know. He might even be winning. This is very unclear. White is better, I guess. The usual save dog. Bullet increment. Genius game. Alright. So subscribers, I've got a challenge here from So. I don't take rated challenges. I still doubt this is the play of a 1700 lichess player. Yeah, I don't understand it either, Blizzard. It doesn't really make sense. I don't understand. But how do you justify his rating? Why is his rating like 1600 on lichess, Jim? I don't understand, you know? Like, how is that even possible? He just doesn't play rated games, or what? What is the deal? All right, knight f3, a6. Yeah, Nefedov, same thing. They're both around 2000 in reality. A lot of people don't understand. I mean, a lot of people are really like motivated by things like rating. I've been forced to be. It's a measurement of success in chess. But I'm not going to play something stupid. I mean, he played the weird opening. Let's just go from there. A6 is not very good here. Like my game. Nemfedov, for example, not motivated by material competition, you know. Some people are hyper motivated by things like ratings. Okay, d6 is a good move. How do we play this position? It's still embarrassing to lose to Nefedov or HTFP when they're rated like 1650. Nefedov's not that bad. He's like 1800 on lichess, and then. But people started making like Reddit posts about how I lose to 1600s. You know, it ruins my career. They're like Reddit forums about the IM who loses to 1600s on lichess because of HTFP. I asked him to like raise his rating, but looks like it went down again. Especially with the speed he shows and his ability to play with increment. Unlike other people who I recommended to play like 3.0, HTFP specifically specializes in increment, you know, and he's good at it. He should never play 3.0. I mean, he should always have an increment. He's one of the best players here in using his time. Using his time constructively, you know, using all the time. Yeah, why would you when you've mastered playing with increments so much? But I grew up in, I was talking about it yesterday, I grew up in a generation where there were almost never you saw a digital clock, and the digital clocks we did have when I was starting out were not designed to have increments, so digital clocks didn't really serve a function like they do today. This is a C3 Sicilian now. I didn't start playing ever with increment at all, even later. Until like the late 1990s when they started like using time delay in USCF rated tournaments. I mean, I've been playing chess for like 15 years. Before the first time I played a game with time delay. The old clocks are awesome. John Fedorovich said he liked those ones you couldn't even tell when the clock was going to fall. He just played fast and people lost on time. That was truly like the good old days. I never really fully adapted to increment still. Now I like the 3-second increments. I don't know what to do with 30-second increments. What are you supposed to do with 30-second increments? Somebody fill me in. I'm terrible at playing with 30-second increments. I gained 7/10 of a rating point in my tournament. Good job, me. But I lost the week before the tournament started. I lost like 8 points to this guy. 2100, who was worse the whole game. I sacked 2 pawns for pressure. I had a repetition, and I just couldn't accept a draw. So I just lost instead. I made one move or two after the repetition, and then I just flagged in a lost rook ending. So basically, I lost 6 rating points. I gained a couple rating points back. It's very hard to play and gain rating points if you don't ever play any higher rated players. I have played pretty much like one player in the last 20 games who was like 75 points higher than me. That's it. In April, I'm going to play in the Budapest Spring Festival, but I'm not that optimistic about it because it's weaker. It looks weaker than it's been in the past. The past couple of years, the Budapest Spring Festival had been a very strong tournament, but it looks like sponsorship has gone down a little bit. I'm actually going to be, even with my low rating, I'm still going to be in the top half. Right now, there's like 80 players, and I'm ranked like 33. Yeah, I'm going to be playing constantly for the rest of my life with people who are between like 2,000 and 2,100. It's hopeless. The alternative is to like pay a big entry fee and play in some GM tournaments. Man, what was the best move for white here after an 85? If I had a lot of money, I just gave him a pawn. If I had a lot of money, I could like buy my way into strong tournaments. But I just dropped a pawn. Buy your rating points. What's going on here? I had absolutely no advantage. Doesn't seem fair. I don't know what I even did wrong. It seems like white should have had some kind of advantage. Out of the opening, I had nothing. Do I have only draws against Feingold? Feingold is the gold standard. Everybody asks me about Feingold. He's not like one of the stronger GMs that I've played. I mean, I have a decent score. I've won like 50 games against international grandmasters. But I've only played Feingold twice. You know. But Feingold is a relatively weak GM. At least by the standards of the GMs that I played while I was really active in the United States. You know, there's like tons and tons of 2,600 players. Ben was like basically an I am forever. So he wasn't that much stronger than me, I feel like, when I played him. More or less. I didn't feel like he was a big favorite or anything. You asked him, by the way, how about some games you played, and he looked a bit annoyed to you. Well, I don't know him very well, you know. He's from a different state. But why would you ask him about games I played? Like, what would he know? Maybe he's annoyed that you're asking about another chess streamer. I don't know. He was always civil with me. But most people mispronounce my name. I mean, that's normal. Emery Tate called me Paschall. When my parents went to a restaurant and we like reserved the table, we would always like tell them the wrong pronunciation. It's just easier for people. I mean, 99% of people mispronounce my name. That's pretty much standard. We just gave up. We would just tell, you know, the hostess like the wrong pronunciation on purpose. What is going on here? Blizzard has a unique style. I don't know why Fungal would be annoyed by mentioning me or something. But I really don't know him very well. I mean, there's a lot of people who I've played like 5 or 7 games against, and I only played Fungal twice. He lives in a completely different region, and or lived, and we never really knew each other very well. But he was always very friendly. I mean, I never found any problem with him. All right, King Chaser and SSS are not subscribers. SSS challenged me to 3+2. It's too fast. If you'd like to, please re-challenge me to 5+3. WJ Lou, thanks to the donation. The hanging bishop d4. There was a hanging bishop d4. Yeah, I didn't sleep well again last night. Gotta stop having coffee at 6:30. So, weird openings Wednesday. King Chaser, long time, haven't seen him. You want to play e3, the Queen's Indian attack. Martin Kessler, solid game. I thought you were better. Queen's Indian attack. I gotta work. Better to sleep. Siesta time. It's like 3 nights in a row I haven't slept properly. Yeah, I start sleeping like around 3 a.m. And then I wish I could sleep till 12. This is the Nakamura. Yeah, b3. I really don't like this with black that much, but an extra tempo doesn't hurt. Bad move. Actually, I should be happy to see that move. I mean, it sort of increases the dynamism. Here he has issues with this diagonal. It's not like not like a normal semi-Tarash. So now you have to lose time to go back. Basically, we'll play a pretty good hedgehog for white. What should be a good hedgehog? I don't really want to do d4 and just have a boring draw by symmetrical pawn structure. b5, very aggressive move to play. Potentially weakening yourself along the c file. I'm slower than pretty much everyone I play. It's very hard to believe. Oh, he's 2200 in Blitz now. 2165. He was not that high before. He's like clearly gone up 100 or 200 points since we played before. I mean, let's look at a game here. 2138, okay. 2100, okay, not so much. Yeah, there he was 1900, look. If you go back 1900, 1924, 1912, then all of a sudden 2100. Now he's 1965. Oh, that's in Rapid versus Blitz. 2045, but still he's gone up a lot. It's a big difference. Pawn to backup. I don't really know what you're supposed to do in this position. I feel like my rook on e1 is misplaced now. I guess I could play like a4. That looks crazy. It's not like a normal hedgehog where black has played e5. He has his pawn back on e6. I guess this is kind of a weird move to do queen b1. More typical to do rook c1 first and then queen back to b1. I think the hedgehog is a difficult opening for both sides, and especially difficult in fast chess. Knight back to d5. Possible he's looking at this square. I have to watch out for sacrifices here. Not realistic. I don't know. I don't have a plan. I mean, it's not like I want to equalize. I want to try to win. Winning is a difficult matter, especially when you don't have really a standard structure here. It's not really a hedgehog. Black has not played e5. So, you know what he should do here, right? Should I get in d4 now that I have the chance? This is just going to liquidate everything to a draw. Guys, I have to go maximum one more game. Maybe two. We should have two. HGG. I thought this was a mistake. Now, we've been wrong before. I might be wrong again. But I really think he should just go back to E7. It's awkward to protect C5. So knight A5 or something? Knight A5, knight C5, take, B4. Queen C3. Probably just goes back, lets me take there. I end up not winning anything. There's also B4. There he just simply takes and goes back to C6. No apparent tactic here for white. That just doesn't simplify the game. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Ultimately black might, I don't know, B4. B4 probably just like loses a pawn. He definitely shouldn't be surprised by this move. The problem is that it's equal. Unless there's something that I missed. He could have played Queen C3. Trading queens there. Here, I had no choice. So like a lot of simplification. No, theoretically, white has to be worse in some endgames, maybe when black has a queenside majority. Good bishop versus bad bishop, not really a major thing here. After d4, I have the better bishop. But it's not like his bishop is like that. It's not that bad. The problem, again, is like, how do you win? How do you even play for a win in this kind of position we had before, when the pawns were there? I thought he made a mistake trading these, but actually, after knight a5, I don't know. What are you supposed to do? Now we might be slightly better in the ending. d4. We have a stronger central pawn. Maybe, I don't know, maybe I should take his bishop and have better bishop versus knight. Yeah, I mean, this is what I mean. It's not so bad. White is better here, definitely. I can't win the pawn based on tactics. But his queenside majority is enough of a... It's enough of a distractionary thing that I think objectively white isn't really much better. Just very, very slightly. In fact, maybe not at all. I mean, I don't know. If knight c5, now he can play e5. If that's a problem, you know. It's just a draw. Neither side has enough of an advantage here to win. I mean, it should be a draw. He does seem insanely fast, but only 1985 in bullet. I noticed that a lot. People I think are like really, really fast. I expect them to be like 2300 in bullet and they're 1900. Like what? Even if I win his queenside pawn, like somehow, even the 5-on-4 ending should probably be a draw. Supposing I can round up his queenside pawn. Tedious endgame. With bishop and knight and 5 against 4, it should be a draw. Just as a draw. Oh my god. Shows very good endgame technique. I mean, at least speed-wise. Confident. Knight endgame is not a good choice, though. He would be much happier in a bishop endgame right now. Yeah, I mean, I should never win that. If you go back to probably like this situation, black should still be able to hold it. You know, I think if he just jettisoned his b pawn and kept both minor pieces on the board, I mean, it's very hard for white to win. There was another interesting moment. I thought maybe he would try to walk in with his king now with king f5. I guess it's too slow, though. I don't know if I can win, but a knight in game isn't a really good choice. Anyway, when I played d5 at the end, by the way, he just took. But I mean, what happens if he just plays knight here? It's a very, very tedious position after knight e8. Or like the engine says, knight b5 is even better. Probably a draw. It's possible to lose. The center advantage better than the isolated outside pawn. It probably depends. Depends on the situation. I mean, it's hard to say. John Watson talks about that in his book on chess strategy. The central majority is usually stronger than the queenside majority. But I think that's more of a middle game concept. You have to keep in mind that I had a better king. It was a very important part of the game. His king joined the game rather late there. Anyway, it's a draw, dude. It should have been a draw. Neither side ever had enough, really, to win. So this is my last game, guys. I gotta go for today. Anyway. We played the Polish. Bad opening. Polish is bad. Named after Sokolsky. Yeah, please submit games. Tomorrow is our subscriber stream. Please do submit some games. I'll send a message to the subscribers. A lot of Polish d5 is a really good answer. I mean, that's got to be like the best move, theoretically. This looks so stupid, this pawn on queen. Queen knight 4. Do you know what I'm talking about when I say queen knight 4? Saint-Cyr. Saint-Cyr's folly. Folly it is. This is serious folly for white. It's not as bad as the Grob, but it's close. Game requirements. No, I mean, you could submit someone else's game. You could submit your own game. You could even, like, if you want to, submit like an opening variation to discuss. Polish metal band. Where's our old moderator, World Loser? Descriptive notation. So Matiashvili. Gotta go. I wish I could sleep, Blobix. But I've got to make an audio recording for a chess site. This weakening on the queen side is just not justified. b4 is unjustified. What do you do now? You got to get creative with white here to try to make this something. Black's playing very correctly. Tired of being tired all the time. Alexa. I hope she doesn't hear me from the other room. Alexa, play with descriptive notation. Black is solid. 1948 in Rapid, 2007 in Bullet, but for some reason 1700 in Blitz. That doesn't make sense. Why is, see again, we have the underrated. Why is yours so low in the blitz? CD5. I guess I can just play knight on BD2 here. It's okay. Have a good nap. Damn, dude's putting pressure on my center. Alright, fine, I'll play B5. At least that's like a little bit of a sharpening of the position. Still black's fine here. Plays knight A5. Well, maybe that's a problem. Okay, so it's getting interesting. Yeah. If knight takes c4, knight b8. If pawn takes c4. This is a really gross symmetrical pawn structure, but he doesn't have access to d5, which I really didn't want to give him. I've got the active bishop on the long diagonal. Now this knight. I think the knight is a little suspicious on a5. Suspicious placement of knight on a5. It may be a problem. Pretty much the only thing going on in this position. My knight's on d2 and his knight's on a5. And I'm not castled. You already sleep 4 to 5 hours without being a pensioner. That was like, I was almost dying when I slept 5 hours a night. When I had to take care of my mom when she was sick. Oh man. Like every night was 5 hours a night. Back to work. That was tough. This is a cool move, knight g4. Wow. That's actually really, really smart. It allows him to play f5. I think that's his idea, but he didn't do it. Then it's a mistake. You must play f5. With f5, black has an active game here. Even 6 hours, I'm not right. I need my full 8 hours. I haven't castled yet. Maybe I'll never castle. Castle queenside. If I try to castle queenside, he'll have a6. You know he has to play knight f6. I mean, g4 is unsound, but it's looking kind of tempting. g4, rook g1 in some order. Knight f6, rook g1. It's the last game of the day. It's not easy to play for a win in modern chess. Maybe I just don't castle at all. Leave the king on e2. Target. Yes, I understand. Again, he has a second chance to play f5. He's underrated. 1763 in Blitz. 1400 in Ultra Bullet. White has like nothing. Where is my attack? The only good news is that my king is in the center for the endgame. And now he may have made a blunder. Wow. So I fully expected like bishop takes, bishop, queen queen f6. Maybe I was better than I thought though. Bishop takes, bishop, queen f6, queen back to c2. I don't exchange. But this actually looks really strong. So g5. I think black is in danger, you know, very serious danger now. Why do dogs like that so much? Like sticking their heads out of the window into oncoming traffic. It's like a death wish. All right. Queen takes b2. This is not the way it was supposed to go down for black. But I still don't have a winning move. Lots of deep breaths are not going to make it any easier. Damn it. I thought he was toast, but he's just playing to hold on here. He's holding on. We'll have to take him to like Botvinnik town in the endgame. I mean, I don't know. The middle game mate is not there. Where's the win? There's no win. Damn it. God, this is lame. Just defended everything. That's all for the week. Another 100 bits. How the heck am I going to beat this guy? He just keeps defending. And g6 is never anything for white. That's unbelievable. Like g6 just closes the whole position. I thought he was like done, but I have no way to break through. We have a tiny, tiny advantage. That's a weird move. Wow. He sacked a pawn. I wonder if this was intentional. It almost feels like it was. He sacked a pawn on purpose. It's crazy. It's a pretty cool idea. Holy crap. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh no. You can't trade queens. Man, I mean, after an incredibly good defense, he just folded. Nils is here, but he's not in the stream. He's on lichess. So black, I thought this was a really cool pawn sack. That was brilliant, actually. So if you just stay active, black's holding. Creative defense. What can I do except take the pawn? Oh, I could play g6 first. Damn. Now I have like f6. But he doesn't need to play that. Why doesn't he just play rook b8? Rook b8, rook d1, knight f6, knight f8. White is only slightly better. Very, very small advantage for white here. This is kind of a cool move. Queen e5. Anyway, guys, I have to go. Yeah, it was a good game. Draw, as usual. Should be a draw. Black played very solidly. You're welcome for the game. I gotta go. We're gonna be back on Thursday. It's our subscribers stream, so I welcome the subscribers to the stream to submit up to 10 games to go over. Tomorrow night at 6:30 p.m. Central European. The Draw Master. I'll send a reminder about the subscriber stream. Thank you guys. Bye-bye. Ponda, say bye. Hi. Thanks everybody for watching. It was wonderful. I got a little nap. See you tomorrow night, 6:30 CET. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.